Man, that was some fight card, wasn't it, dude?
It was pretty good. I was hoping for a little bit more at a particular someone we'll talk about in a second, but overall it was a pretty good fight.
Yeah. What's up, guys? This is Brian.
Jesse.
You're watching MMA the hard way
in the car. Man, I was pretty impressed with the fights. They were really good. Yeah. One of them, it could have been a lot better. So we'll just break it down from the, top go up.
Yeah, I wanted to just call out a couple of fights that stood out. Mm-hmm. I had mentioned that I lost my voice screaming over the weekend, everybody. So bear with me. TJ Wahlberger, mm-hmm. That kid came out and he came out guns a-blazing and did not disappoint.
No,
I'm telling you,
he delivered.
He is gonna. Uriah Faber says he thinks that he's gonna eventually be the champion of that division, and I gotta say, he looked excellent. He looked near perfect. And it was interesting. And then also Rick Story.
Rick the Horror Story, yeah.
He came back and he's knockout kid again, mm-hmm. and man, just did a fantastic job.
I was in, the one fight that really stood out for me was, I don't want to jump up to the main event as Bruce Buffer said, but Hendricks Condit. That was just an amazing fight.
It was. I think everybody really dug it. Obviously they got fight of the night.
Yeah.
And Hendricks is legitimately beaten. Finished 2 of them, beaten 4 of the top 10 guys. No one has earned, people used to talk about Fitch earning his shot. Mm-hmm. Well, Hendricks has done more than Fitch ever did in terms of earning his shot.
The one thing that just glares out of Hendricks is not only the motivation, all that stuff, but he's got excellent wrestling. He's going to take you down, and that left, he rocked Condit a couple times.
And the thing I think that's going to separate him from everyone else that's faced George St-Pierre in the past is the fact that he very well may be able to snuff that takedown.
Yeah.
That's the key to at least leveling the playing field.
That's the one thing that everyone, they just can't get past that, stuffing GSPs. Mind you, Koscheck did a good a couple times, but what messed him up was the jab. You saw his eye. He looked hideous. He couldn't even. From what I read, he couldn't even fly because of the pressure of flying with a pop.
Condit was nailing some head kicks, and he was taking it
like nothing, just eating him like butterscotch. Just nothing.
Another fighter, my boy Jake Ellenberger.
Oh man,
I gotta tell you, I've seen that guy
Nate.
Just grunt through the most horrific training sessions I've ever seen anybody endure. I was stupid enough. I was filming him at King's. If you haven't checked out Bring It Home, I just posted a 1-minute motivational short. Features some of the guys from King's. It's on the channel. You'll be able to see that. But during that session, that was a session I filmed last August, I think, or something at King's, and after that sparring session, he was sitting there, and I'm like asking him questions. He was about to face Jay Huron, and I go, "Oh man, you're better than him." And I started asking him questions, and he's looking at me like, "Dude, do you know how fucking tired I am right now?" And I was like, "I apologize." I'm like, "Oh, dude, I didn't realize. Yeah, you're trying to catch your breath, man." He didn't say anything. He just looked at me, and then it dawned on me.
No, I've seen a couple clips. He's a beast when he's doing it.
Yeah. It's just... another thing I wanted to mention is the announcement that was made. The next Ultimate Fighter. I had a feeling.
It's funny you mentioned that because
wow.
It's funny you mentioned that because I actually Twittered Dana White last week a couple times, and also on Friday night. I was going through my Twitter feeds, and I'm like, you know what? And they were talking about this one forum was talking about the next tough, and I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if it was a freaking Ronda Rousey and maybe maybe whoever wins between the next Misha Tate and
Zingano.
Yeah, I mean that would be really good. But I'm wondering what weight would the women be?
Oh, 135. Yeah.
So they'd be training pretty much the women that they might be fighting with. In the future. That's pretty cool.
That's how they're going to build a division. And there's basically they're going to probably have every girl that's in Invicta going to get in the house. And the thing is 135ers. As guys as well, I know some guys that all they need. I know one guy. He won his pro debut. He goes, I need to get 2 fights quick so I can try out for tough. And
hey, there's always women.
A lot of 135ers out there that want to make a name for themselves. It's a very exciting division. You got Henan Barrow. Pretty much, it's becoming pretty clear that they're going to announce that he basically is the champ. I think they're going to...
I read a blurb somewhere that Dana White's going to have a really long talk with Dominic Cruz and find out what's going on.
I think he already has, and
I've heard a rumor that he's going to be out possibly for about another year. I don't know if that's true or not.
I mean, he needs to get better. He needs to heal, and there's no shame in surrendering your belt. I mean, it's an injury. Everybody knows he's top dog and knows that eventually he's going to fight Barrow. But
when he comes back, they'll probably give him a tuner fight or two, and then
I don't know about or two, but I mean, he should get a legitimate shot. I think.
If he's I'm saying it from his point of view, just to
imagine Dominic Cruz has a lot of pride. I can't imagine that he would ask for
a tune-up fight. It'd be nice to see a grudge match.
What they did with GSP, he was out the same amount of time.
That's true. And he came back with a statement. So let's get to the top to the top.
Yeah. Started off with your boy Colin Fletcher.
Yeah, Colin Fletcher. He could have pulled the trigger a couple of times, but I don't know. He was kind of hesitant. He still put on a good show with Richie. Richie was just, he was on his game. Like you said, he was in front of his family, in front of his countrymen. So he probably had a little bit more of a motivational, fire underneath him. But it was a damn good fight. Then we have, what do you call it? Ellenberger and Nate Marquardt. That was a really good fight. Poor Nate. He just, he was kind of disputing at the end, with the ref, but you really, you can't,
he was gone.
He was gone. You could try and fight it, and he wasn't out of his faculties, but it's
because he was knocked out. He didn't even know he was out. So
I think we talked in the past where if you get hit twice really hard, one will knock you out, the other one will wake you up, just bring you right back. Of course, Condit and Hendricks, that's the co-main event. That was really good. It just, you can't denote that Hendricks is not the next 170 guy. He's it. It'd be a crime if they didn't give it to him.
Yeah, so they only got 2 things going on right now. You got GSP that's saying, I need a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
Now, whether that's a month or 2 months, who knows? But then you got the Hendricks that thinks he may have broken one of his knuckles or something like that. So you got to figure out, okay, is he going to heal up? And maybe both of them will be in line. They'll both just say, hey, welterweight titles, we're going to give it 6 months. I don't think anybody's going to complain. And
the Diaz brothers, they need to bring in some good wrestling people.
Yeah.
They need to bring in, like we were talking.
Nate Diaz with takedown defense.
He'd be unstoppable. I understand why they don't pursue it that much, because they're like,
not just takedown defense, but takedowns.
I don't know. I mean, their mentality. I guess their mentality is that, hey, you know what? You're gonna take me down. That's fine. You're gonna have to deal with my jits. Yeah. But sometimes these wrestlers now are morphing this. They're making this wrestling into almost a jiu-jitsu cancellation. Yeah. They're doing certain things that's canceling out.
As jiu-jitsu
some of the
defense.
Things, like some of the things I saw. Some of the things I caught GSP doing is literally when he starts grabbing Nate's leg and starts holding at an awkward angle, so Nate can't really do nothing about his maneuverings and his leverage. Mm-hmm. So I mean, if I was in a Diaz camp for this fight, I would have brought in someone like Rashad Evans or something like that. Just someone bigger that's explosive on the takedowns, just so I could, try and stop a takedown from a guy who's much bigger than I am,
Yeah. What I'd like to see is, just for fun, not because of anything else, I'd like to see Nick Diaz go up against a welterweight striker, and that would just be fantastic.
You threw a couple names out there. I think a great matchup would maybe be like, Rory McDonald versus Nick Diaz, or they're talking about Koscheck maybe. That's going to stay standing. That would be a great fight to watch on the stand-up.
Yeah.
To my boys Nick's credit, I mean he tried to take it to GSP.
Yep.
He tried to take it many times. He connected a few times really well. You mentioned how one time he hit him on the
cut him on the left, and
I don't know why he didn't jump on that.
On
him. Classic. I saw the way Nick destroyed Paul Daly. He just ran through him, and and he gave Condit a really run for his money too.
Yeah.
So overall, it was a good fight.
Yeah, it was good
fight.
Hey, so we got another Fuel card coming up, and we'll be breaking that one down soon. But that's it for this week. I want to thank you for subscribing and also for following us on Twitter. And we'll check you out next time.
Take care.